today I have 3 cards for you. We will make 2 cards together, and these are the Joy Fold style fun fold cards. Back when I first started making cards, my first Christmas cards that I sent out to a bunch of people, mass produced, was the Joy Fold card, so it kind of has a special place in my heart. And then so we'll do the typical one for the first card, and then for the second card I actually have it going vertically, which I have never made before. So that'll be pretty cool. And then at the end I will have a card for you to show you that I had made doing the vertical one. So 2 together, and then I'll show you one at the end. So stick around for that. Just a little bit of housekeeping. There are a lot of measurements today, and I do use a lot of product, so I will put all of the measurements and the products I use in the description box and over on my blog at egidesigns.com, and I do have affiliate links. Alright, let's get started on the first card. So for this one I used from hot off the press the Christmas Floral Plaids collection, and I used the die cuts and the 6x6 paper, and this is a gorgeous set. There's also 12x12 paper, and there's a solids pack, there is chipboard, there is a die set, so lots of good stuff. And I can link up on the top. I've made a couple other projects with this paper, so if you want to see that in action. For the inside of the card, I love these snowflakes, so I did a few stampings with the snowflakes. And then for the sentiments on the outside and the inside, this is the Christmas Your Way from Paper Tray Ink, and there's a lot of different messages and styles on there that I just love. So let's clean this up and we can get going. Okay, so here's all of our pieces. I used one of the die cuts for the front focal image, and this did not have a sentiment on it, so I stamped on here with that Paper Tray Ink set, and I have Happy Holidays. And because this is a shiny paper, I used the Better Press ink, which is an archival ink, so that it wouldn't smear on here and it would be good to go. And then I have for the front also this little panel, and I used a blending brush and distress ink in Vintage Photo to do a little bit of aging on the edge of this and also on here, so it didn't look so stark. So that will be for our front. And then here is the inside of the card. So we have the sentiment, and then we have some snowflakes, which is so cute. And then we have all the pieces that we need to put together. So I will show you how to do that. Alright, for the card base, you need a piece that is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. So half sheet, and then you would score that at 5 1/2. So this section is a regular A2 size, and then we just have this little flap on that side. And then inside we need to make a little mini card. So this is 3 by 8, and then we would score that at 4. So I'm just going to use the edge of my trimmer here to line up the edges for this. And I love that trick because then you know that it's perfectly lined up and you are good to go. Because sometimes when you score, it might be off a little bit, and then you're kind of wonky. But if you put the edges against there and then just burnish it, you are good to go. This one's a little bit different because we're not going edge to edge, but we can kind of use the ledge here to help us with the folding. And you just want to make sure that the top and bottom line up correctly. And then I'm just smoothing the edges here because it was cut the opposite way. We could also fold it in this way to avoid that, but then you might have to smooth these edges. So either way, so here's our card base, and then this is going to go inside like this. So you kind of get a twofer. But you need to make sure when you put this on that the opening is to the left. Otherwise that won't work. It's looking like weird. Alright, so let's get this together. And then the first thing that we need to do is we have our panel over here on the front. And this is 4 by 2 3/4. Okay, and then you have a panel on the inside, and I'm trying to figure out how I'd wanted this to go. I think I wanted it like this. So this inside is 4 by 5 1/4. We can see which way we like better. I think I like it with the floral on that side. Okay, so here's where things just get a little tricky, so you need to kind of visualize what's going on here so you know which pieces to put where. So for the inside, you might want to open the card, and because you're putting it on the left side, not over here. So again, I'm just double checking just to make sure. Alright, and for the inks here, I use the Concord and 9th Lakefront and also the Concord and 9th Tide Pool, and that matched perfectly. And this cardstock is actually Concord and 9th, and it's Lakefront. And that matched with the blue in here very well. Alright, so then on this side, this is where we're going to be doing the focal image. So I'm going to put this one on first. Okay, so we have this correct, and then I'm just going to add this on the inside. Okay, so what I like to do is fold it up and then just center it on this panel. Okay, so now we have the inside, and now we have the front. So this I'm going to put on here at a diagonal, and you could pop it up, you could emboss the background, you could even emboss the pieces on here. I think for this one I'm just going to put it flat. Okay, and then I made this little bow out of some jute twine, and we'll just use a glue dot for that. And when it's small, I kind of roll it up a little bit. Kind of bunch it up. And then we can put this right here. Okay, so we have our first Joy Fold card. This one is in the horizontal orientation, and we have the die cut from the Christmas Plaids, and then the stamped greeting, the jute, and then inside we have the stamping, and it just looks so sweet and cute. I just love this. I love how it turned out. All right, let me get cleaned up and we'll go for number 2. All right, for card number 2, we're going to be doing the vertical version, and I'm using the Birthday Bash paper from PhotoPlay, and this also has a sticker sheet in here, so there's lots of good stuff. And I did use a sticker on the inside of the card. And this, doing the vertical version is awesome because you can use those cut aparts. So, and you could also use them on, if you had a horizontal cut apart, you could use them on the other one. But this is a great place to be able to use these kind of things. So we have that. I used the Gina K Designs in the navy cardstock. This matched perfect with this. So we have our inside, we have our outside, we have a matte layer for the outside, and these are our 2 panels for the card base. So the card base obviously is a little bit different for this. So in this case we have a 5.5 by 7, and then you score it at 4 1/4. So then again, this part is your regular A2, right? And then we just have this little flap. And then for the little inside card, it is 4 by 6, and then you would score it right at 3 1/2. So we do need to get those folded. I'm just going to bring back, actually I'll show you on my old buddy, in case you have that instead. So while this isn't going to line up, the top and bottom edge will. So I'm just going to use that to my advantage on here and score that. And then I know that this is straight across here. Okay. And then for this one, it will match up. So I fold them together, push it into the ledge, and then burnish. And then that will line those up perfectly. Give it an extra burnish. This is kind of heavyweight cardstock a little bit. So, alright, so now we can put this together. Alright, so the inside, I love this plaid. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Alright, so we have the inside, and here's the panel for over here. And this one is 2.5 by 5 1/4. And again, I will list everything, so don't feel like you have to write all this stuff down. Alright, so we have that. I love the way that looks together. Alright, so then we need to build this little card. So here is the panel, and this is the 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, and I have the sticker on there for my sentiment. And again, this is going to go together like this now. So you need to make sure where you're placing your pieces. So this needs to go on this part. Okay. And then these need to go together, and they're going to go on the front of that. And I wanted this to have a matte layer, so the matte layer is 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And now I'm just trying to make sure I'm putting this on the right side. This is just a teeny tiny border. Okay. Oh, that looks so sweet. All right. So I'm gonna adhere this into here. And again, I'm shutting the mini card and just centering that up here. And there you have it. Have you ever made a vertical version of a Joyfold card before? Let me know in the comments. This was the first time that I had made one like that. I really like it. I think it adds a lot of room for creativity, and like I said before, it's really good to use those cut apart pieces. All right. Let me grab the stuff for the third card. Alright, this is a card that I made ahead of time, but I wanted to show you the pieces for it. And I did make another vertical one. I fell in love with one of the stamps, and it was better in the vertical orientation. So I have the Cat Scrappiness Falling Leaves. I love this collection. It's so great. Then I used the coffee glitter paper as a mat, and this has all different shades of glitter paper, and the best part about this paper is that it's two-dimensional. This is not real glitter, it's a photo of glitter, so you don't have any of that glitter mess or have to worry about that. You can just use it and pretend, and it's awesome. Alright, here's the card, and let me just go through. So I used these rounded rectangles. This is a stitched rounded rectangle dies from Cat Scrappiness. I used these are from Paper Wishes, and these are the Gold Pearl Jewel Dazzle stickers. And these are completely flat, but they just add a nice little embellishment touch, and they're stickers, so that's great. I used the Dark Chocolate from Simon Says Stamp for the card base. I used the Simon Says Stamp Ivory for the stamping. And then I have this stamp set. This is from Prima, and it is called Fall Sweet Fall. And it has a lot of really like elongated stamps, and I really like that, and especially with these rounded rectangles, that was perfect for these. Let's see. So let's go through the card. All right. So again, we did the vertical, and just getting out my notes in case I switched anything around. So we do all the same vertical instructions. I did put a mat on here just like on the previous card. So that is the 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, and then this ivory piece that I cut out is 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. Just to give you an idea of the size of that. Here are the embellishments. They are beautiful. So I stamped one of those rectangular stamps, cut that out, and this is on the ivory. I stamped this with Gina K Designs dark chocolate ink, which matched perfectly with the dark chocolate card base. Here is that glitter paper, which I think really looks like glitter, so that's really fun. And then, so for here, I used the patterned paper. I love this plaid. And then I had used the red piece back here. And then for the inside, I stamped Happy Thanksgiving. And this is also in that Prima stamp set. And I used the dark chocolate ink for that as well. So this is just another fun little way to do, and I love these patterns together. So the sky's the limit with these. You know, and you can do it, now you know how to do it this way, and you can do it the horizontal. So let's bring back the other cards and we'll check them out together. Alright, so here are our vertical, and here's our horizontal. And let me know too, which one do you like the best? I'm not actually sure. I really like this one, but I think I really like this one too. So I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you think. And let me know if you're going to try this. I mean, this was very, very simple. We have 3 cards that came together very quickly and easily. So you can just, and these are great actually for mass producing. For any kind of holiday, or if you need to make a bunch, like if you're giving them away to the nursing home or one of those kind of places, just cut all of the card bases and then cut all the little mini cards and then just cut all of the mats and then just glue it all together. It's super easy. When I made them for Christmas that time, they went together very, very quickly and they look awesome. So alright, if you enjoyed this video today and you want to support my channel, I would love it if you could hit that like button and also consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps me in getting out my content to other crafters just like you. If you want to stick around, I will put my card making playlist up top, and I will also put my Saturday Sketch Series playlist up top too if you want to see the past episode. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and until next time, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.